Lincoln University's National Alumni Association is speaking out, addressing issues with the LU Board of Curators. On June 10th, the Board of Curators suspended the Alumni Association until it complies with its list of demands. Now, last Friday, the Alumni Association addressed those lists of demands in a letter back to the board. The president of the Alumni Association granted us an interview responding to the Board of Curators. He says they simply want to sit down, face-to-face, one-on-one, with a conversation and a resolution.
It was completely surprising, and it was very challenging to read it.
That was the initial reaction from Sherman Bonds, LU National Alumni Association president.
I thought it was retaliation. I thought it was an act of reprisal, and I didn't know where it was coming from.
On June 10th, the LU Board of Curators sent a letter to the Alumni Association and Bonds, addressing what it calls ongoing concerns about the finances, management, and operations of the Alumni Association.
They had never reached out to us about any concerns. We had given them no less than $150,000 over the last 3 years. They've extended those funds and given us reports back.
In the June 10th letter, the curators requested that the alumni reach a full agreement with the university and its reps on what's called a Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, with a deadline of December 1st of this year.
The final document that we presented was presented to John Mosley on April 3rd, 2023.
The document Bonds is referring to is this copy of the MOU sent to KOMU 8. Bonds says it was in response to the board's MOU, and they never received feedback from theirs.
There was no written communication whatsoever, or verbal communication about our finances or our operations.
The June 10th letter requires an audit of the Alumni Association for its two most recent fiscal years with a deadline of September 1st.
You can't make demands on a independent corporation.
The board also requires the LUAA to establish an independent mailing address. Bond says they already have that, and they already comply with other items on the list.
As it relates to moving to an independent platform where we receive dues and donations, we can do that. We just recently had that arrangement last year.
The curators also forbid the alumni from publicly disparaging the university or its representatives. Bond says that leaves no room for negotiations.
They are public servants, and we have the right to express those assessments and opinion to them. They should not be offended. They should take them and say, okay, this is what we need to work on, rather than trying to silence someone else's voice.
Bonds says the board has no rights to suspend the Alumni Association and believes the best course of action moving forward is a conversation.
I hope that we can sit down with the Board of Curators. Our letter really asserts that we'd like to sit down with the Board of Curators.
KOMU did reach out to the LU Board of Curators today, and they said, quote, "We do not have any further information beyond the original letter on June 10th. Bond says the National Alumni Association will continue business as normal.